Yeah. 1 2 1 2. Oh, is that right? Is this right? Hold on. I don't know. I hardly ever do this way. Let me do this. Okay. That now it's mono for some strange reason, which I'm not fond of. Um, it might be the cord. Uh, okay. So anyway, I'm gonna just do this because I'm here and I'm live, and if anyone hears that, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine too. So I'm human, right? And this mic is really powerful because it's picking up things that are not in my home. That is not a good thing. Um, I am challenged too. For the last couple days, I have not been very good energy wise. It's the reason why you haven't found me very active in social media. Um, Occasionally, I get tired, and I don't think that it's a new thing. If you are doing everything yourself, then at some point you may find yourself in a space of being tired and not wanting to talk. In addition to the fact that I have my own um, businesses and challenges about my businesses, about my endeavors, I take in a lot of the energy that's spread through social media. Um, and I'm an intuitive and I'm owning it. I think I've been saying it more in the last couple of weeks than I think I ever have in my life. And because of the fact that I'm intuitive, I'm sensitive, and a lot of things that happen in our social media and our worlds, especially electronically, challenge me and my energy. So, in addition to the fact that whatever's happening in my personal life and my professional lives, because there's a few of them, as well as what happens for our community, I get dark. And so when was it? I made it through Sunday's affair, and that was very challenging for me. And of course, if you don't know what Sunday's affair is, it's kind of church. It happens at the Bureau Bar, and we do that every Sunday. And it's mostly jazz and soul and funk and disco and classic and current house. And it's really where I lay my burdens down from the week prior. And my burdens really started to creep in on me on Friday. And I pushed through all of my tasks for work from Friday, Saturday. But Sunday was really taxing for me because Sunday was taxing for me. Monday and Tuesday just kind of ate me up. They ate me up spiritually. I am currently in recovery from Monday and Tuesday. Can't say that I'm fully recovered because I'm not. I'm tired, and I need to put nourishing food in my body, and I have yet to do that. But I'm going to work on it. Because of the fact that some of us do the things that we do and we don't have help, I'm one of those people mostly. And as you may see and you may recognize in my social media, I do all of these things myself. All of this work I do myself. And I love doing it. Occasionally, it breaks me down. And I had that moment the other day. And so I had to go through my process. And at the end of it, I can't say that it's over. But somewhere yesterday, I finally decided to talk to the Lord. And, sometimes when you feel it coming on so deeply, you can't. But whatever that thing is, you allow it with the understanding that you're safe. And at some point, something swoops you up and gives you the strength to go forward. And that is the reason why I am here right now and giving you this information because it is not always the easiest thing to do, especially if you are special in that way. I started blogging earlier about the idea of social media and all of the toxins that we spread amongst each other. What came to me during my period of silence was the idea of being, of having commonality and not addressing individuality. Commonality is great because it means that we have likenesses. Individuality seems to be challenging us because, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, but in my opinion, I don't see a lot of room for individual thought and idea in social media. It looks like we're collected together, but when you start looking at how people have changed, how people who used to, just off the top of my head, because it's where my thinking mostly lives, people who used to support you and come to your events regardless to who wasn't there, don't come anymore. They all go to the same events because they're on social media and they're seeing, all these people's faces in these photos, or they're seeing everybody checking in at this one spot. So I need to go where everybody else is. That's common. And I have to tell you that I'm not a fan of common behavior. I'm not a fan of common behavior because I find common behavior mediocre. I find it to be the theme for social media is mediocrity. And so what's happening is we're leveling down or dumbing down. Like if you notice, you watch more videos now, and I have some comedians who I'm super fond of. Then I run across these other people who are very coonish to me, who are doing and saying the most ridiculous and stupid stuff, who are showing and revealing things that I don't find to be appropriate for social media. And I'm okay with the fact that folks can do what they want to do. But what I know for certain is, this is bothering me that this is mono. It is. I got to figure it out. Anyway, but what I'm challenged with in that is the idea that somebody is pushing that narrative, pushing people. And I want for us to be mindful that we all can maintain some sense of individuality in our doings. Like just because you decide that you want to wear the black boots with the heels does not mean that I can't show up with the Converse All-Stars on. Just because you decided to get a haircut does not mean that I have to get a haircut. It's cute for you, but as an individual, I can say no for myself. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. But I see a few too many bandwagoners, especially as it relates to being able to express opinions. Like I have a different opinion about Black Panther because of the fact that I knew that my opinion would not be supported. I decided to remain quiet, mostly about the concept of the movie and my individual thought about it. And that's unfair to do, but I know what we're dealing with. We're dealing with recycled depression. And so when you are feeling like someone is ganging up on you, instead of saying, I'm not going to take on that type of mentality or behavior, I'm not going to treat people like I was just treated. A lot of us end up treating people the same way. And maybe some of us may not be conscious of the fact that we do that, but I'm very conscious. Like, from a business perspective, I see ex-promoters who hustled the streets, who gathered all these people together, who did everything that they needed to do advertising-wise, design-wise, hiring the right types of people to be a part of their events. I've seen those same promoters acquire venues and treat the promoters and DJs and patrons the same way that they were treated before. That's recycled depression. Instead of coming in with a fresh take and at least attempting to do things differently, you come in with the same behavior. Well, I ain't about to do all that. Yada. And so I am saying this to you because I need for you to be mindful that just because we share commonality doesn't mean that we cannot be individuals, that we cannot think for ourselves, that we cannot act the same way we act before the internet. All of a sudden, it's a bunch of people getting new about their doings. And I do feel, and I'm going to say this to you, I do feel that you really, really have to take time to yourself and extract yourself from the internet and remind yourself of the reasons why you're there so you don't get sucked into these pockets. Because a lot of us don't even realize that it's such a powerful tool that we're getting sucked into these pockets. And that's important. It's important. I think it's important to consider taking breaks from the internet. I know, because of the fact that there's so many, especially as DJs. If you see everybody and you're like, oh, I gotta break my neck because everybody's doing this, and this, and I'm trying to keep up. And I just, these opportunities, I want to make sure that I get what I'm supposed to get for me and this and that. And I know the hustle and bustle. I see it. And I'm trying to keep up. But then I'm also reminded about the concept of the fact that what is for me, and what's not is not. And what that means is, regardless to what everyone else is doing, what is for me may not be common. What is for me may be specific and individual. And that's the reason why I have to do things the way that I do them. So when I extract myself from these spaces and places, it's in order to preserve myself. It's in order to remind myself of who I am, remind myself of my purposes, remind myself of who my God is, remind myself of those demons that I'm fighting, that I think we all have, and to reset. And so I'm bringing this to you for anyone who might be battling or struggling with being themselves, that it's okay to be by yourself. I'm not by myself because I'm supported. I have a very, very strong and powerful physical person in my life who has gone through extreme measures to maintain at least a friendship with me, and I'm very grateful to them. I have family members who occasionally I can explain my spaces to, and they get it. Sometimes they don't. And then there's my God, who I don't feel like I ever have to explain anything to. And so, in line with this, I'm sharing once again this information because I don't want you to think I'm just rattling. I share this information with you because I need you to know that it is okay to take breaks. It's okay to go dark. It's okay to have moments where you don't want to be bothered. It's okay to retreat. It is okay to covet. It is okay to lick your wounds alone. And it's also okay not to have to explain. But in my sharing and my growth, I'm explaining to you just so that you have an idea of how and why you might need to do this for yourself. So, of course, I have to leave you. I am preparing for tomorrow's morning love session. I will be in the chat around 9:00. I don't know if you've seen that, but I've adjusted the time. on the invite via Facebook. I've adjusted the time for the session. And I don't know if I did it to the images too. Let me go check the images to make sure. See all the stuff that I have to deal with. If I had the budget, to have someone else do it, I most certainly would. I am at some point looking forward to being able to employ people. I would love, love, love to be able to pay people who love to do the things that I do. I love to do what I do, but I'm getting to the point now where it's like, if I got to focus on making music, I need to delegate some of these tasks to other people. If I have to focus on the vision for these projects that I'm working on, then I need to be able to hand that I can't do over to people, and I'd like to be able to compensate everyone for doing the things that they do. Because I think it's important to encourage people, and I can't find the thing that I didn't update it. So the one that I just posted, the new image I just posted, it's not new. I just changed the color because I'm fond of the photo that I took. But it should say 9:00. And it doesn't. But I will be joining you at 9:00 tomorrow for our morning love session. And then, of course, Friday there's Renaissance, and Saturday there's Tantrum, and then Sunday there's Bureau Bar. And, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to leave you. I must say that I had a great session with you on last Thursday. It was different. And so in honor of Women's History Month, we're going to continue to pull not only from the list that was created on that session. It wasn't created for that session, I must say. I created the list in February. I asked a few questions, and I got all of this information. So I'm pulling from that list. I'm also pulling from spaces and places that I've been and things that people who I think are important to acknowledge. But I think that this last Women's Day, International Women's Day session, which is number 15, is very powerful. And I'm proud of it. Even in whatever the flaws might be, I'm proud of it. So, and actually, if we want to look at analytics or numbers, I think that the following or the listenings are growing. I think we had 76. Yeah, we had 76 listeners for the 15th, and we had 70 for the 14th. And we started with number 1, which is, we kind of already did a power morning love. We started, we had 116 listeners. That was the session when I was in New York. We started morning love. We started morning love on December 1st. And we had 66 listeners, and then Morning Love second was 77. So, and then they dropped off for some strange reason. It went down like 19, 40, 30, 41. But this one is special for some strange reason, 76. And I don't know why the number 15 stuck out for me to make the adjustment to the image. So I made an adjustment. So I'm going to do that every 15 episodes. Anyway, so I'm leaving because I have some other things that I need to do for myself. Yeah. So anyway, I'm sending you cosmic kisses and well wishes to your day and week. We're midweek now, and I feel like today is Monday for me. It's your girl Fathom DJ, live and direct via Spreaker. You can find me in your worldwide webosphere at findingfathomdj.com. #FathomDJ, #FindingFathomDJ, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, occasionally on Snapchat, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Pandora, Spotify, YouTube. Do you see where this is going? It's a lot of work. And I have a new tune. It's not new. We have a different version, 2 different versions of When We Met coming to Track Source on Friday. So in that, I had to resurrect myself in order to prepare for that. Because it's like, oh, you got a new tune coming out. You got to run up and down the internet and promote the fact that you got another tune coming out, and it's going to be available for everyone, as opposed to the knocker on Bandcamp, which you can find on Bandcamp at fathomdj.bandcamp.com. And the knocker is going to stay there until I come to the determination that that whole 3-piece project needs to go on vinyl and hit the shelves. Something magically wonderful is going to happen to help me push that girl to shelves, because I think she's worthy. Anyway, cosmic kisses and well wishes once again. Space.